Hello, friends. Very nice to see all of you. Checking my levels here. There we go. Alright, wow, I feel like I haven't seen any of you in 3 months. Thanks so much for joining me. I am your Synthspeditioner. I'm your host, Moxy Martinez. I just want to take a moment and say thank you to the WEX for having me. I am absolutely thrilled and humbled and so grateful for the opportunity to be able to perform. I actually have not been in front of an audience since the beginning of March, and this is actually the second performance of 2020. The first one I actually didn't perform, I just produced. I produced Say a Little Prayer, an Aretha Franklin celebration with last week's WEX EP performer, Sharon Udo. So, without further ado, let's have some fun. Well, for just a moment, first I want to say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Yeah, wow. Thank you to the WEX production team. Thank you to my assistant for the day, Chip Willis. He has been an absolute trooper. Everyone's been helping me out. And if at any point during this performance you feel compelled to donate, or you're like, hey, how can I support this artist? Yes, I would love for you to buy my work. However, with this current climate of severe public health issue of racism, I would very, very much appreciate any monetary appreciations to go to the Martha P. Johnson Institute. The P standing for Pay No Mind. Martha Pay No Mind Johnson is the reason why we have Pride. Pride was a riot. The Martha P. Johnson Institute protects and defends the rights of our Black trans community, of Black transgender people. And that is very, very, very important to not just support our Black community, but every single human in our Black community. And that includes our trans family. So please consider donating. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm already having a blast. This is my first ever live video stream, and yes, I'm nervous. It's okay to be nervous. If I wasn't nervous, I guess I would feel like I have plateaued a little bit. However, we're gonna go in and do some synthesizing, and I do apologize if you can hear the squeaky chair. It's like I'm in a ship and we're on a maiden synthesizer voyage together. Wow, that's fun. Yes, we're all on this journey together. So, we're going to make some noise, and this is going to be cool. I started with synthesizers in 2016 with my first Moog ever, the Moog Mother 32. This machine literally saved my life. I feel like it saved my music career. I was going to take a break for a few weeks in 2015, and it turned into an entire year. Yeah, that was freaky. So I was exposed to this machine, and that's all she wrote. And that was in 2016. And I now have an entire full, what's called a Moog Mother 32 ecosystem. I gain a lot of inspiration from to what I consider the matrons of modular, Suzanne Ciani and Lisa Belladonna. Now, you're like, who's Suzanne Ciani? If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you know who Suzanne Ciani is. She created the Coca-Cola Pop and Pour. Check it out.
Coca-Cola Pop and Pour.
Yeah, that was made on a synthesizer. Let's hear that again.
Coca-Cola Pop and Pour.
Absolutely unreal. That was made on what's called a West Coast modular. That was made on a Buchla, Buchla, a Buchla. Very, very different aesthetically than these would be considered East Coast synthesizers. But yeah, Suzanne Chani created that that very, very famous Coca-Cola sound completely on a synthesizer. And it just goes to show, at least for me, I find a lot of inspiration in the fact that synth music and synthesizers are literally everywhere in the world. They're relatable, they are accessible, and you more than likely cannot walk down the street at any point in time and not hear some sort of synthesized sound from a machine. So, oh yes, and Lisa Belladonna, wow, huge, the matron of modular. I have a teeny Mother 32 system compared to Lisa Belladonna. She has this, it's like a Starship Enterprise kind of situation. I've watched Lisa Belladonna's Moog video today for about the trillionth time called The Mothership. I highly recommend. Wow, I believe, I think she has like 10 or 12 Mother 32 situations. So yeah, the matrons of modular really help set the tone for my own exploration and my own excitement about what I could do with these machines. So like I said before, synthesizers are very, very accessible. A lot of people think that they're expensive and it's a hobby, whatever, an expensive hobby. It's not that. It is, to me, something that defines my sound now and will continue to define my sound well into the rest of my life. So that is a nice little segue into using some spaghetti. We in the synthesizer modular, submodular, Euro rack world call our patch cords spaghetti. Because it is. Wait till you see it. Now, these machines are fully analog. They are submodular. Submodular meaning that they will make sound even without being patched. Let's check it out. So cool, right? So what I have now, I have already loaded up a sequence on my little sequencer here on the bottom. So I'm gonna push play. Ooh, that's fun. And now, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's to come in just a few minutes, I am going to just do a little teeny patch on this bottom Moog right here. And you'll be able to hear how the sound changes and what I'm doing. Now, check it out. Totally transparent. I'm not an expert. On the timeline of synthesizers, I am, from kindergarten to PhD, I'm certainly kindergarten. It's taken me 4 years to learn how to do this, and I don't even feel like I'm doing a lot. But what I'm doing really is I'm rerouting the signal path of this sound wave. And now, because I have 3 Moogs, I have to color code what's happening. So I can have a visual cue of what's happening. Alright, just checking my levels here. Alright. So, we'll bring the octave up just a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Let's crank the gate so it's a little faster. All right. And now we're gonna switch it up. Now you can kind of hear the variation of how I am switching the signal path. Oh, that's my favorite. I love cutoff. Those of you who know me know I love low pass filter cutoffs. Oh, that's neat. Oh yeah, we're getting wild. Here we go. And all I did was just patch it through. Just patch it through. So cool, right? So now I'm gonna do the same thing that I'm doing here. I'm gonna patch it all the way through. Take all of these out. Oh, neato. Now you can really hear how the change of the sounds. Taking it back to default. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes. All right, so now we're really gonna have some fun. I am going to let this guy roll. I'm gonna start patching up. This is the D fam, so I have two Mother 32s, number 1 and number 2. This is the D fam, drummer from another mother. It is completely analog. It has a sequencer, but it needs to be fed a clock, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm feeding it a clock. So, taking the clock from the middle Moog, stick it into the drum machine. Make sure we're all ready to go. Bam, bam. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm gonna stop this bottom Moog so you can hear what's going on up here. Now if I crank the gate on this middle Moog, notice that the D-fam kind of stays steady. And again, with the color coordination, I have my green spaghetti means that I'm inputting to the drummer from another mother. And because I want the D-fam to follow along with the middle Moog, I'm going to send this gate into this D-fam. So now check it out. It all goes together. Very exciting. So now we're really going to go in and do some stuff. Now there is a drum machine you can't quite see. It's called the Electron Digitect. And that's going to come in here in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, patch this thing up, start doing some crazy improv, and see where it goes. Join me, stay with me. I highly recommend grabbing some headphones. There's going to be some really, really cool low end and just crazy sequences that and frequencies that with headphones you can be fully immersed, just completely fully immersed in the experience. Now, I'm not saying you'll lose the experience not having headphones, but if you take a few minutes, just go grab some headphones, you can really just be in it with me. So I'm going to start patching this thing up. You're going to hear how I'm just manipulating the sound and just really having a lot of fun with this. Synthesizers are accessible. Trust me, they are accessible. If you have any questions after this performance, please find me on Instagram. Please email me. You can find me on Instagram at Moxy Martinez. Drop me a line. Ask me what happened. What's going on? How'd you do that thing? Totally willing to connect with you because that is how I have been able to learn. I learn from others, and by teaching, I also learn. So let's do some stuff. Yeah, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with the Synthspeditioner. Yes, color-coded spaghetti. Now, yes, I was looking at notes, and there's no shame with using notes. Always can't be expected to have everything memorized when we need those brain waves to do other things like experiment with sound. Now sometimes if I get a little lost in the patch, I'll just start taking things out. You put a bunch of stuff in, you can take something out. Let's see what we can take out here. Ooh, but I like it all. There we go. Now I think I want to increase the BPM just to make it crazy. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, it's getting faster. That means it's almost Friday. 120. Default techno house BPM. Yeah, I feel like that sounds like the ocean, which is a favorite sound of Suzanne Ciani. I just went all in. And now I'm sweating because I'm excited. Before I was sweating because I was nervous. Wow. I'm now adrenaline rushed. I hope you are too. I've had an absolute blast. I really don't want to stop, but I have to leave room for other people. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Wex. Thank you, Wex team. Thank you, everyone who is involved. I've had a blast. Please join us next Thursday for a next edition of Wex EP. See you soon. I'm Moxy Martinez. Goodbye.